Hey, everybody. So the next 3 weeks are going to be dedicated to Mr. Matt Munting. If you knew him, then I don't need to say anything. If you didn't know him, then please hit play and let him speak for himself. Blue skies, bro.
Blue skies cool. They seduce us, pulling us irresistibly upwards, reminding us to fly our own line, on our wings, and in life. We are the seekers, adventurers, being one with the air, feeling everything and nothing at once. That's the magic we chase. Follow the call. Find your pure, wild flight with NZ Aerosports.
Of course, I absolutely love the NZ Aerosports business model. I mean, come on. One glance at an Icarus fuck yeah sticker and you know it lines up perfectly with the fucking pilot mentality. But outside their wonderful use of colorful language and a great company vibe, there's a long list of reasons to say NZ Aerosports fuck yeah. NZ Aerosports blows me away right out of the gate as a canopy manufacturer with a bold offer. They give you 10 jumps on your brand new nylon to decide if you want to keep it, swap it out, or even return it for a refund. I mean, seriously, how incredible is that? That's like getting halfway through a prom and deciding you prefer the slightly racier date that goes down faster. Seriously, they do that. If you're not madly in love with your new canopy after 10 jumps, they'll let you swap it out for another size or model, or even get your money back. And the range of canopies they've got? Man, they've got a style canopy to fit every jumper and every situation with models you know and trust. Like the Sapphire 3, the perfect choice for the beginner or intermediate canopy pilot. The Crossfire 3, when you're ready to kick it up that elliptical notch. The JFX 2, if you're looking to up your new swoop game. The Leia as the workhorse and dirtwater dirt beast. Or the Petra. The Petra cranks out crazy power and is nothing short of a record breaker. But hey, it's not always about speed either. Take the Kraken. Built as a low pack volume canopy specifically with wingsuiting in mind, she gives you all the performance you're looking for with the reliability you need that'll have you itching for that next formation, rodeo, or puffy cloud. So, the equipment is top-of-the-line kick-ass stuff as you already know, but how about the team? Well, the customer service gang is there to sort you out whenever you need them. Maddie and Beto are always there to help with Jen holding the reins. They're available for you at sales@nzaerosports.com, and they've got a kick-ass live chat tool on the website if you're wanting to hit someone up right away. These are the crew you're going to want to talk to get those custom orders in. With the stock nylon, once you know what you want, they'll have that shit on a FedEx truck as soon as the credit card machine says approved and get you in the air in no time. For your custom orders, you'll be able to get a time frame for building and shipping when you design it, so get to it. And demos. They've got demos in the US available from their partner Rock Sky Market. The whole US demo fleet is there with Sapphire 3, Crossfire 3, Kraken, JFX2, and Leia canopies in a range of sizes. They also offer student and tandem demos in the US. Bottom line, every step of the way, NZ Aerosports is there to get you what you need, and I personally couldn't be happier to be teamed up with them here on Lunatic Fringe. And now, time to get started with Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you proudly by NZ Aerosports. Fuck yeah!
Coming straight from the cockpit, it's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot. Coming straight from the cockpit, it's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go! Alright, back in the cam with another edition of the fucking pilot's Lunatic Fringe, and I got a couple more victims in here. Who the fuck are you guys?
So we're Matt and Nick. I'm Nick. We're base jumpers, I guess, or
Base
skydivers.
jumpers. All right.
Into base jumpers, and yeah.
Nice.
We're in the studio with the fucking pilot.
You are in the can with the fucking pilot, absolutely. So, base jumpers, but you didn't just go out, buy a rig and jump off of a bridge or something, did you? You guys started somewhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, we both have separate stories. I mean, I started in the States, jumping in Chicago.
Yeah, you sound like you're from Chicago.
Well, I'm from Australia, land down under.
Indeed.
But yeah, started over there in Chicago, flew up, did the AFF, and yeah.
At Skydive Chicago?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
When was that?
2010.
2010. Okay, so really not that long ago.
No, I've been doing it. I guess that'd be 9 years or 8 and a bit.
All right.
Full time for 6 or 7.
So I was actually flying for the competition in Hinckley when you were learning how to skydive.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
small world. How about you, Nick?
So I started back in 2016 in South Africa, where I'm from, in Cape Town.
Okay.
I did the AFF there, yeah, at my dad's drop zone. So it was pretty natural, like both parents skydived. So it was natural for me to start wanting to jump, and then they wouldn't let me jump before I was 16, or like just do tandems, and then at 16 I could do the course. And yeah, then they wouldn't let me drop out of school, so I had to finish school before I could really carry on skydiving.
So what were they afraid you were going to fall into the lifestyle that they had?
Well, pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, that's the same thing with me and my kid. I'm terrified she's going to follow in her dad's footsteps, so I'm happy she didn't. Well, cool. So you both are relatively low-time jumpers. I mean, pretty new to the sport all in all.
Yeah. I mean, Nick's, what's that, like 16 years ago?
Oh, you said 2016, so when you were 16, you mean?
No,
2006.
2006, all right,
When
now
I
that
was
makes more
16.
sense.
Sorry.
That makes more sense. All right, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
So it's been like, 9 years, 10 years of like full-time skydiving, about 12,500 jumps.
Oh, wow,
So-
okay. And you knew this is something you wanted to do from a young age, I'm assuming.
Yeah, pretty much running around the drop zone, watching people jumping out of the plane. We'd like, whenever they parked the planes in the hangar in the evening, we'd like jump out of them onto the ground and pretend like we're skydiving. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. That's very cool. So, Matt, what made you decide you wanted to take off to Chicago to learn how to jump?
Well, I was sitting on a beach in Mexico, in Cabo, and we were having a few cervezas, and I was watching tandems come in, and we ran up there and asked them if they could teach us. It turned out that they couldn't, so next best thing was to fly up to Chicago and enroll in the course.
Nice.
Yeah, I flew up for a 10-day trip and left there with 60 jumps. So,
Wow.
yeah.
God, so you went pretty hardcore.
The boys were up there from standard, and every jump they were cheering us on, so
Nice.
yeah, it was good times.
Well, so you obviously you ended up going pretty balls deep right away. I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys are base jumpers, wingsuit base jumpers, no less, over a short period of time for you, Matt, that's full on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had the cash, and I loved it straight away. I mean, I did have that apprehension, at the start. After a few jumps, I thought about giving it up, but I'd talk so much shit about how much I wanted to. I knew I couldn't live it down if I went home without.
Kind of painted yourself into a corner. You told everybody you were going to be a badass, so you better follow through.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And then, it snowballed from there. Good crew up in Chicago, so
Yeah.
it was fun times.
So you go from there and you bang out a bunch of jumps. Nick, you were in it for a bit longer and had the family thing going. How'd you both transition into just the whole lifestyle of it just being full-time? Did you start working in it, or you just threw money at it and kept going?
Yeah, so for me, I traveled to the States as soon as I finished school, and then I was packing at a drop zone and just jumping as much as I could.
Nice. Where was that at?
For the summer in Atlanta.
Oh.
And so just jumping and living in the drop zone.
Nice. Matt, how about you? Do you start working in it?
Well, originally I was flying back to the US a lot. I worked on yachts. So I would fly back and jump, for a week and then go back, work for 6 months, jump again for a week. And yeah, I realised I was spending all my cash on skydiving. So I was like, fuck it. And I just left the yachts and paid for the tunnel course. And yeah, I started as a tunnel instructor before a tandem instructor.
Okay. I'm guessing that probably did a whole lot for helping your learning curve. I mean, the tunnel's a pretty great way to learn.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as soon as I touched down at my first tunnel job, I flew as much as I could, as much as they allowed us, which was a lot. And we had a good motivated bunch at the tunnel, and yeah, we just flew and flew and flew. Nice.
And so Nick, you started out in the States again, working and packing and doing all the normal stuff. When did you start jumping hardcore full time?
So it was basically 2 summers of just mostly packing, and then I started flying camera, and then that allowed me to fun jump more. I was in Lodi for 4 summers, and Lodi was awesome because $13 jumps, you can't beat it.
Right.
Back in the day, there were heaps of really good free flyers there, and
sure,
it was encouraging to watch other people do jumps, and you just jumped as much as you could. And yeah, then when I met Brad and Emma, who were already an established free fly team, I jokingly said one day to them oh yeah, well, if you don't want him to film you, I'll film you. And then they took me up on that. And then, yeah, we went into the free flying team. And
that's the team you ended up competing with just not too far ago. I mean,
so that's where we went to Worlds twice.
So Brad and Emma who?
Brad and Emma Merritt. They're from Australia.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you paired up with them, ended up becoming a competition free fly team, and went to World twice.
Yeah.
And how'd you guys do?
The first Worlds we were 7th, and the second World we were 5th I think, or 6th.
So 7th and 5th or 6th.
And then the best achievement that we had was at DIPC in Dubai, where we came 2nd, and we beat the Frenchies.
Which
that was
is
pretty,
quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with that one.
Well, is the free fly team for France still sponsored by TAG? Is that still their guys? I mean, they're a full ride. That's all they do is train.
Yeah, pretty much. They get a lot of support from the French government and the Skydiving Association.
And you guys had to do this out of your own pocket.
Yeah, we did everything just for the fun of it.
That's pretty damn impressive. What was your team name?
Azure Free Fly.
Nice. So 3 shots now. The 2 times in World, 5th and 7th out of how many teams?
In probably 12, 15 teams.
That's pretty
usually.
fucking impressive. I mean, especially if you're doing it out of your own pocket and having to chuck drugs and shoot video when everybody else is training.
Yeah.
Impressive. Matt, how about you? Do you ever do any competing stuff or?
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to form a team, 4-way dynamic team for in-flight Dubai. We were called Skydynamic. It was me, Simon Whittle, Danny Roman, and Ryan Dutteridge. It was an awesome ride. We went to 3 different comps, one in Russia, one in the first FAI Worlds in Prague.
And so this is tunnel stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so it's 4-way dynamic where you go in there, you have a free routine and you have speed rounds, and basically you're on battles. So generally you're up against another team, you have to perform your free round and you have to beat them in a speed round, and if not, it goes to a tie break. So
now the free round is kind of an artistic type of thing.
Yeah.
And the speed round is like the older RW stuff. You've given a pool of formations you have to make, and a certain amount of time to be able to make those. Each one being a point.
Yeah. It's a line. So it's got a snake and a layout and a mixer at the end. But basically, you're all following a leader. So you're in a line of 4.
Okay.
And you've got to race around that line as fast as you can, and they have sidelines and circles for the layouts so that you go over and under them.
Wow.
And you can bust. It's super awesome.
Very cool. It sounds extremely intricate. I don't know a whole lot
Yeah.
about the competitions that have gone in the tunnel, but I know that they're pretty damn difficult.
Nowadays, and back then, like we were lucky. We trained a hell of a lot, and In-Flight Dubai supported us a lot, and we were able to get quite good by training hard, and we were competitive.
Awesome.
Which was good.
Now,
It was awesome.
when did the whole idea of base jumping start to come to light for either of you?
So for me, I did the first base jump when I was visiting Lodi that one year. We drove up to Idaho to the Pine.
To
the
Prime
Bridge. Yeah, so I'd been talking to like other guys that had base jumped, and actually there was a guy called Randy. I forget his surname. He was actually very big in like teaching me to pack and talking to me about base jumping and things that can happen, and like basically mentoring me for like months and months before we ever went and did an actual base jump.
Wow.
And yeah, then the one day we went up, drove all night in the van to the Prine, got there in the morning, started jumping, and I was terrified. The first base jump, like I really thought it was going to be pretty doable, but I was terrified. Like climbing over the railing and standing on the edge and holding on and then just jumping into nothing was like a huge step for me. And then it was awesome, and I landed, and then I just wanted to do it again and again.
So with something like that, I mean, I can only use my experience in skydiving, really, but part of the reason that skydiving became such a huge attraction to me was because it scared the shit out of me, and I managed to make myself do it and had a little bit of fun while I was doing it. And it was that little bit of fun mixed in with all that terror that just made this recipe it was just a fucking drug. And you landed going, I can't believe I got myself to do that, and I almost had fun that time. And the next time it became more and more. But it's got to be times 10 on a base jump. And I would know. I've never done that shit. That's not me.
Yeah, it was really, I don't know, terrifying. For me, like without sounding too like out there, for the skydiving, I didn't get as much fear. Like it was never sitting in the plane with the door open, because I had flown in the small planes with my dad when I was younger. It seemed pretty normal, and then doing tandems where my dad was there with me, it seemed like the next step was always just a small step.
Sure.
But then the base jumping, standing on the bridge, was a huge step.
Sure.
And nothing skydiving really prepared me for that.
Oh, I can imagine.
To jump off.
Well, especially not if you were raised around skydiving. It was normal for you to watch people falling out of the sky and parachutes landing and that kind of stuff. And out of an airplane would be second nature to somebody that grew up around it. But for somebody like me, that just the idea of jumping off a bridge just scares the living piss out of me. It's bananas.
Yeah, like that was the first time that I had seen base jumping live, was when I actually then went and did it.
Was it a draw for you? I mean, had you thought about it a lot prior to talking to these guys that were doing it, or did it just all kind of come at you when you were in the States? Did you just meet base jumpers?
No, from growing up at the drop zone, like I knew that it was a big step to go base jumping, and that it was dangerous. There were other people in South Africa that were base jumping a little bit, but I knew that it wasn't just something that I was going to do lightly.
Sure.
So there was a lot of preparation beforehand and a lot of thought about it, and then
you took your time
we
with
went and did it. Yeah.
Matt, how about you?
Well, yeah, I started a little bit different. I had a friend called Danny Roman, and we lived together. We had no money. We had a TV, but we didn't have any channels on it. We had one USB, and it had a movie called Flying Frenchies, and we watched that just about every night and sat there and got drunk. And through that I kind of got interested, and I remember me and Danny did a balloon jump once, and he wore a base rig on that jump, and I exited and I followed, and we were kind of tracking, and he had a suit on, and I started following, and I forgot all about that I didn't have a base rig, and he started humming it down low, and last minute realised, and I pulled, and yeah, I watched him go for another 15, 20 seconds more, and I knew then that I wanted to give it a shot. So,
Nice.
Yeah, so Danny kind of mentored me a bit, and we went and jumped, and
So
my first jump was with Danny and Pablo Hernandez, and it was awesome.
So sitting around shitty ass drunk watching it's a bunch of Frenchies doing some crazy ass shit,
Yeah,
and then a balloon jump where you went low
yeah,
and watch somebody else get to go a lot lower, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, that's all me.
exactly. And now this season we actually got to go on a 2-week trip with one of those flying Frenchies, which
How
was
cool
cool.
is that?
Yeah, Julian Millot. So
So
it was awesome.
you both did your first base jump. You both decided it was for you. But, I mean, you guys have taken it a lot further than that. I mean, base jumping has a whole lot of levels, just like skydiving has a whole lot of levels. And you guys are doing this shit that, from my perspective, is just straight up fucking nuts. I could never fathom. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even imagine being at the exit point of some of the jumps that you guys are just, what's the word you use, frothing over.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you go from making that first base jump to deciding you're going to be carving down the side of a mountain at treetop level in a wingsuit?
Baby steps, basically. I mean, we've trained a lot together, especially last season. We might have done, multiple hundred jumps two ways.
Yeah, it was close to 450
Yeah,
two-way wingsuit jumps.
Which is a shitload.
and
Yeah,
we've never
like
we've
this
never
season, so.
never done something off a cliff that we haven't done many times before skydiving. And even though it's not the same, it still gives us a preparedness and an understanding of what each other's going to do and what we're going to do off that cliff before we've actually done it. Without that, I wouldn't have thought we would have done any of the stuff that we've done.
Well, now, in full flight, a wingsuit, whether you're jumping out of an airplane or off a cliff, is going to fly the same way,
Yeah.
right? But it's the exit off the object and getting to full flight. Is that the most dangerous part? I mean,
there's a lot of dangerous parts. There's still,
like all of it?
Yeah.
Realistically, it's dangerous from beginning to end.
Yeah.
From before you decide to go up the mountain to after you're heading to the bar for beers. But when you do a lot of flying in the wingsuit from the plane, and you feel really comfortable in the wingsuit, so from Matt's free flying background in the tunnel, flying in all orientations, to flying the wingsuit, if you were to end up really steep on an exit, for example, or worst comes to worst, you ended up on your back, if you have that background of free flying and you know what's going on around you, you're going to fly out of it.
you're flying in any orientation.
Yeah, than if you don't. So that's where the preparation of even the free flying built up to wingsuit base jumping.
Okay. Now, a little bit about the wingsuits, because I don't know a whole lot about them as well. I know that there's different versions, and I remember as a jumper watching when Patrick Tigardon was starting out, and it was literally just it was like a camera jacket with a wing between his legs. It didn't do a whole lot. It looked kind of cool, but these wingsuits nowadays, and especially the ones that you guys are flying, you basically turn yourselves into little fighter jets.
Yeah, we'd like to think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys have the ability in these wingsuits to fucking go up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, skydivers don't go up,
Yeah.
ever. I can slow down a lot, kind of. Well, no, I can't. I fall like a brick. But you guys can go up in this. So how come these suits allow that? What's the design? What makes them so spectacular?
Well, they've come a long way. They're obviously a lot bigger than they used to be. Personally, I haven't designed much of the wingsuits, and I'm just very lucky that we started in a time when wingsuits had already evolved from the tiny wingsuits that you talked about with the little leg wing to suits that look almost like bed sheets, where they stretch all the way from your wrist down to the ankle, and then your legs are like pretty far spread.
I think it's a lot to do with the progression in speed flying and stuff as well, and using mini ribs and things like that, and the internal pressure within the wingsuit is what gives it the flare ability.
So speed flying, for those that don't know, it used to be called ground launching for us old fuckers, which is where you kite a canopy of whatever size it may be on a hill, hopefully a steep one, run down the hill, and eventually you end up in flight, and you're basically carving down the mountain.
Yeah.
And they turned it into now what's called speed flying, and they designed wings specifically for that, which are meant to pressurize, obviously. So they've got the open front end and the closed back end. So your suit basically is like a mini ram air parachute.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, exactly. And now they're starting to like make the inlets longer and smaller, and make the internal pressure more, but still safe. And,
well, that's a big problem too, isn't it? I mean, if you pressurize the suit too much, you lose your ability to move freely, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah, well, that's the trade-off. So the more pressure you have in the suit, then the less, I guess, the harder it is to manage and at pull time.
Now, in order to make it safe and to get it to the point where you guys are able to move around, is that where the whole flare came into play, slowing yourself down and almost, I mean, you guys hit zero airspeed at some point, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think it's zero, but it gets...
It's getting close to it, though, because...
It feels like zero.
Fucking hitting pause on a skydive, that's insane.
You still have a little bit of forward, like ground speed, I guess, but obviously the vertical speed is zero, or can be zero at pull time.
So now that would make the pressurization of the suit drop quite a bit, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. So that's what people use the flare for in a way is there's so many different ways that people pull in a wingsuit. For me, I flare and I go near or to the top, and and it makes reaching and opening easy for me.
How about you, Nick? I assume that there's different styles of it, but obviously the end goal is to open the fucking parachute.
Yeah. Now, Matt and I both fly, so we'll go to, especially in base jumping, you'll do the biggest flare that you can, and then you pull.
Now,
and you're reaching back, and then at that point, the suit's not as pressurized, and then collapsing the suit and being able to reach your handle is pretty easy.
Well, we're also talking about, I mean, you're not just doing this out of an airplane, you're doing this flying down a mountain with a whole lot of shit in your way. So you're having to think about terrain, and you're having to think about all these different things going on. When did you guys just go, yep, I gotta fly down a mountain with a wingsuit?
I don't know. I guess I woke up. No, I mean, I was always fascinated by it. I mean, you watch the videos, you see, I mean, for just about everyone, the Jeb Corliss grinding the crack, I know it, it's cheesy, but it was that video that I think grabbed a lot of people. I'm not even sure if I was skydiving back then, or maybe I was. I think I was. But and from then you just, it's always that myth. It's like so far away, and then suddenly you start finding yourself getting closer and closer, and you're like, hey, maybe this is an achievable goal, and then you start working towards that, and from there it just snowballs.
Have you had any fuck me moments where you're like, okay, maybe I bit off more than I could chew?
Yeah. But before we get to that, we should just go back, because we kind of went from like the first base jump to wingsuit base jumping. Sure. And in between that, for both of us, there was at least 2 seasons, I think, for both of us, of flying a tracking suit. So a tracking suit is like a one-piece painter's suit, I guess, kind of thing, that also fills up with air and gives you a bit more surface area, so you have more of the ability to track or move just...
You kind of look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that allows you to move forward.
So yeah, in essence, I guess it's a tiny little wingsuit because it's only got a bit more surface area than your body, and you start flying that. And then in the beginning, you go to places where you can jump, and you have a huge exit, and you just fly straight out, and you see the ground moving underneath you, and you're super happy because that's visually really exciting to see the ground. And then you pull in open air, and it's all good.
I'd imagine too, if you're jumping off of these vertical objects without terrain under you, the fact that you're pulling away from the thing that's going to fuck you up or kill you is also a pretty happy sight too. Yeah.
So that's way better than jumping off a building.
So now, where did you guys start doing this? What cliffs were you jumping off? Are we going Italy, Brento?
In Brento,
Okay.
in Italy, because I mean Brento attracts a lot of first timers because it is such an easy cliff,
Sure.
easy to jump off, and it's a safe rock drop. So that means like the initial first drop from the exit to the ground is very big, and then you can fly out and you still have a lot of altitude. So that's a great place to start, and
Sure.
that is where we started flying the tracking suits. And then once you fly the tracking suit out like that a bunch of times, 100 times, then you go somewhere else where you exit and you can fly, and you can turn right or left and follow the wall a little bit. And then you start seeing the wall next to you in free fall.
I think probably if I were to do a base jump, being able to fly away from that wall is about the only thing that would make me feel a
Yeah,
little
but
bit
you can
better.
have like 5 seconds along the wall, and then you turn away
Yeah,
from
fair
the wall,
enough.
and then you still have...
It's I actually a close friend. His wife actually had an off-heading opening and didn't survive her trip to Brento. Not jumping a tracking suit, just a normal base jump. And so for those that don't understand how much that something like a tracking suit can help, it's a big deal. I mean, you can get quite far away from the wall even in just a tracking suit.
Yeah.
So it was a conscious decision for you guys to stick on the tracking suits before you decided to put the wings to use.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hadn't even flown a wingsuit when I was tracking. Like, I made a decision that I'd go for that season and fly that suit, and then the next season I would fly that suit, you know. So especially in the start, I didn't want to mix and match or do, you know, track and wingsuit and things like that. So I just focused and used the skydives to train the suit, and and do like 2 ways and 3 ways and 4 ways in the suit. And we've always been lucky that we've had like a crew, and we could train with that crew, and you know, you use your mate as a reference, so your skills skyrocket a lot faster.
Sure.
You know?
Well, and I'm guessing that if you're in a tighter crew as you guys have been doing stuff that is as dangerous, you guys aren't scared to look at each other and go, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing you guys are the reality check for each other quite often.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we've had moments, you know, where we've had discussions about things like that. So.
Has there ever been one where one of you is like, "Fuck you," and the other one's like, "We're going"? Or is it
not before exit? Like we've had like little tiffs after exit. No, I mean after the flight. But no, generally not. We haven't really ever said "fuck you" to each other. But yeah.
No, well, this is where when you were asking about like the fuck up situation.
Sure.
It's like we had done a jump in Switzerland a few times, mostly with me following Matt, and I was following close by and focusing on following him and watching him. And then on the last jump, I guess, of the day, he said, "Well, you lead this one and then I'll follow." And as we were approaching like a ledge, it looked different than what it usually did, and I made the wrong decision and I went right instead of going left. And obviously that can be fatal, like, because you go heading somewhere where you don't know that where, because other jumps we'd usually fly over a bit higher and then see, and then you can judge it and then you can go lower. And then this one I just blindly basically went the wrong way, and it worked out all right. Luckily Matt aborted and he went left and he went the right way, but that was one of the moments where it was like, you really have to think about it. And there's a lot of like factors that built up to that, and jumping a lot that season and jumping a lot in that place. And
Sure. So having an experience like that, does that make you, I mean, for most people, they'd hang up their hat right there. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand to some degree, because goodness knows I've had my fair share of close calls, whether it be skydiving or flying, and obviously you learn your lesson and continue on.
Yeah.
But, man, I mean, you're talking just not luck. It's not luck, but it just such a minuscule
mistake.
Yeah, you know, I mean, next to nothing. That's got to really weigh heavily in the decisions that you make now, because that's something like that doesn't fade, does it?
No, so that definitely, that's where some people get lucky, I guess, and they get away with something like that, and then it makes you better in the future.
Sure.
Because now that's always something that's there, and I remember it often, and it reminds you all the time that you have to be on it from the beginning to the end. You have to know what's going to happen throughout the whole jump, and no jump is just another jump.
Sure. Well,
I mean, no skydive should ever just be another skydive, but no wingsuit base jump is just...
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but the truth of the matter is they're two completely different beasts. Man, I got 2 parachutes on my back. I got a computer system that's going to take care of a lot of it if I fuck things up. And you got to work really hard to make a skydive go as bad as quickly as a base jump can. And if you factor in now a wingsuit terrain flying, and there's just, you got a fucking gnat's ass. That's all you're working with. That's the razor's edge for sure. Yeah. Now, for both of you, now that you're kind of at the level you're at, I've seen the videos that you guys are putting up, and they pucker my asshole up every goddamn time, and I'm sitting watching it on my phone or on YouTube or something. What does the family think? I mean, Nick, your family's in this sport, but are they in this sport?
No. So my dad never base jumped, and neither did my mom. So they're obviously very apprehensive about it. I think the confidence for my dad comes in that we did it slowly. We didn't progress in a crazy fashion like you see some people that just want to go from AFF, like the basic skydiving course, straight into base jumping and into wingsuit flying, or they just come to the drop zone and buy the biggest, newest suit that they can, and that's straight away what they want to do. And yeah.
Do you think, because you guys have put about a fair amount of videos, and the suits that you're flying are so high-end, you think some of these younger guys that are all about wanting to do that are watching your videos, or other hardcore terrain pilots and thinking, fuck it, I can do it, and they're jumping off a cliff without a clue what they're doing, and they're stains on the rocks?
Yeah, that was always... one of my fears, is like I always try and make it known that anything that we've done through lots of practice and training and hard work, and I do see in some instances where people have misread kind of what we've done on a jump, and we've had to set them straight and tell them that, it's not the way that we learnt it, and it's probably not the safest way to do it. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty difficult for a lot of people, that, especially non-skydivers, but even some skydivers, to understand that the most important thing for anybody in any of these versions of our sport is safety.
Yeah, totally.
And that I mean, that's got to be paramount to anything else. But let me ask you, I mean, you guys have both gotten into this and are accomplished at this point. You're both sponsored with this yet now too, aren't you?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to line up with Squirrel Wingsuits, which has been awesome. Mike and Matt are great blokes. They actually contacted us, which was awesome, and still to this day I wonder, how that came about, because we just woke up one day with an email and yeah, it was super nice, and they've been great to us.
Which is fantastic. Well, and both you guys and I know people that were doing the same type of things as you, but actually either turned down for or lost their sponsorship because they were just doing shit that was too over the top. So it's a bit of a testament to you guys that you've gained and kept sponsorship, because when it comes down to it, the manufacturers don't want people burning in, because it's not exactly good for their product if their star athletes are dead.
Exactly.
So it really is a testament to both you guys that you've got people reaching out to give you sponsorship because you're not pushing it. It's the ones that are watching YouTube and just doing stupid shit off the top that make me the most nervous.
Yeah.
Well, it was really awesome that, and well, I don't know, but I don't think we would have come as far if we didn't have the support from Matt and Mike, from Skrill, because like for them to see us doing our thing and then support us,
for them to approach you, yeah,
and then from then obviously we work together, and like you said, it's not good for anyone if anyone goes in.
No.
So there's that fine line of pushing the sport and pushing boundaries and coming up with creative new ways of flying and creative things to do, but also doing it safely.
Sure. Now, so you're at an exit point. You've got an intricate jump planned. You guys are ready to go. You've done the dirt dive. You've thought of most everything. Does it ever come into your mind when you're standing at those exit points that there are people that have done exactly what you've done all the way down the line? They've done it right every single step of the way, and the worst has happened. How do you get past that when you're standing there getting ready to flick this object, knowing that guys that have done it right all the way aren't with us anymore? I mean, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no guarantees, are there? And you can make mistakes at any time. But I think just having the mindset of you're not going to let it happen. I trust in that. I trust in the fact that it's my number one goal, to see it through and to enjoy it. And,
there's no way you guys can do what you do if you're not supremely confident that you can do it right.
Yeah.
You'd be a fucking fool to do it.
Yeah, that's it. And sometimes you face a lot of criticism from friends and fellow skydivers and people that will interpret what you're doing as not right or unsafe or whatnot, and I always listen, but
it's got to be hard to deal with, though.
Yeah, no, it is, and it was, especially in the start, because people see you starting to break through a little bit and like kind of push what they feel is your boundaries, and it was the hardest thing to keep going, and keep jumping and doing those things when your mates were saying that.
Sure. Yeah, if you've got a bunch of people, especially people that you love and respect, telling you what the fuck are you doing, it's got to be pretty tough. But you guys clearly had the vision and the drive to keep doing it. Now, how about people that don't jump, girlfriends, significant others? Do you guys, is your entire life in the sport? Or do you have people that are outside the sport that you're having to try and explain what this is all about?
Well, we both have significant others that aren't skydivers.
How is that?
Yeah, I mean,
it's harder for them than it is for us.
Well, yeah, undoubtedly. Now, I mean, I would guess they've probably voiced this to you.
Yeah.
Clearly, they choose to be with you for a reason. But do you think there's a breaking point? Has there been a discussion with your significant other where they've told you, if you start doing A, B, or C, fuck you, I'm out of here?
I mean, we're lucky. I mean, both of the girls are very supportive. I know from my standpoint, she knows like that I'm focused on coming home every day. So she's never really come across like that. but I know it does scare her and it does worry her, and she does hold it in a lot, which is good because it allows us to focus.
Sure.
But she is very supportive, and she knows that it is what I love to do, and and hopefully, the support continues.
How about you, Nick?
Yeah, for me it's the same. Like, she's not... I mean, if I was to say I'm never going to base jump again, she would probably be happy. So, I mean, she wouldn't be upset about it, for sure.
Right.
But she accepts it, and she understands that it is something that makes us really happy, and it is something that we focus a lot of our energy on and we work towards. So you have to be happy about, like, your significant other doing stuff that makes them happy, even if there is the dangerous side to it. If you know, and I guess it's the same as with the parents. Like, they know that we're doing it in the best way possible, then yes. And like you said earlier, because of, like, people that have also done everything the right way and then they haven't come out on top, obviously you don't think about that on the exit. You're not thinking about that. On the exit, you're thinking about the jump, the plan, like I said earlier, about where you're going to fly, what you're going to do, what you're going to see, and how the jump's going to go. At night, or when you're having beers with friends, then you talk about stuff that has gone wrong and where things can go wrong, and then you kind of try and figure out the plan of not doing that.
So,
but the biggest thing for me is just the accidents where people have slipped off their exit, for example, and there is no, like, working around that. There is no prevention for that.
That's
Because
just
you're standing on a rock on top of a mountain that other people would never go to the edge of because you don't want to fall down.
Sure.
So those kind of accidents, and that has happened to some of our friends, there is no workaround, and that's the reality.
Well, and I hate to say it, but those are the ones that are actually much easier to accept. It's much easier to accept that he slipped on a piece of gravel and it just happened to be over a 2,500-foot cliff. And there was no way around. I can accept that a lot more than someone was doing everything right and it didn't work out for what reason you don't know. And it is one of those things where there's a lot of conjecture over what may or may not have happened, but there's never any definitive, this is absolutely what happened. Or I should say there's rarely any definitive. Especially with what you guys are doing, you're covering such distances, so low to terrain, unless you're on the jump filming you guys, there's no way to keep a visual with you throughout the entire jump. So if something goes wrong, it's not a what happened, it's a search party type of thing. Where the fuck are they? So
we need a black box.
Right. Yeah. I know they've got these little devices now where you can find your parachutes.
Yeah.
Maybe one for wingsuits now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
inbuilt black box.
You just had a massive day of jumping. You've done however many jumps doing this insane shit that we're all watching on video and are blown away by. And now you're sitting at the bar afterwards. Is the community of skydiving is obviously a very tight community. I can't imagine that the community of not just base jumpers, but especially what you're doing has got to be tenfold. I mean, that's got to be just family. Even if you don't like somebody, if this is somebody that's doing what you're doing, that's...
Yeah, totally.
It's got to make for some pretty intense bonfire scenarios. I mean, holy shit, talk about a lot of pent-up energy when it's all done.
Yeah.
So you guys are both taken, so obviously that's not much of a factor with that. But the parties have got to get a little bit out of control on the ground.
They do, for sure. No, I mean, you've only got to go to the Horner for a week and you'll see.
Gets a little wild?
Yeah, it's a bar in Switzerland, in Scalabrino. But, yeah, there's been a lot of crazy evenings there, I'm sure.
Now, so the obviously base jumping has taken off and the proximity flying and all that stuff. Back in my day, you knew some base jumpers, but they would go jump bridge day. And that was it. They'd do one, maybe 2 or 3 base jumps a year, and it was a relatively safe base jump. They go splash in the water, everybody's happy. But you guys are putting up big jump numbers, and the community itself is swelled. I mean, there's a shitload of active base jumpers.
Heaps.
Yeah, and it's growing every day, and obviously that has its positives and negatives. Because it makes the gear safer, because there's more gear manufacturers that are, it's lucrative for them to make specific base jumping gear, and so people are buying gear every year. the downside to it is that the base jumpers are not very nice.
So
they're not very nice for the areas and the places that they go and explore in general.
I would imagine it's akin to the boom in surfing way back in the day. You went from next to no surfers that were taking real good care of the environment and they were respectful, and then all of a sudden there's a couple of million fucking surfers that are just, shitting all over everything.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what you're seeing happen with base jumping?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially considering where you guys are going are some untouched, stunning wilderness. I mean, you guys are jumping off of cliffs that people have been standing at the base of and daydreaming about for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So base jumpers will go climb up there and then chop down some trees so that they can have a nice exit.
But yeah, it's nice though. I mean, the travel's the best part.
Sure.
For sure. I mean, this season we went to Norway and some of those hikes were some of the best moments of the whole trip.
Well, I suppose that the experience for you is far from just the jump. It's everything. I mean, it's got to be from the time you land at the airport until the time you're back home.
We wouldn't put as much effort into it if it was just for that 35 seconds of flight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because when I tell someone that I hiked 4 hours to an exit for a 35-second flight and then hiked 2 hours out in the blazing sun at midday, it doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
What about Norway when we did like two and a half hour hikes, and then we drove to another hike and hiked that from 3 a.m. till like 6 a.m. Got to the top and we were just knackered, like couldn't even fathom jumping.
But that's got to be a big thing too, isn't it? I mean, you got to be at peak fucking performance when you're ready to jump. And if you've just hiked up a goddamn mountain, I mean, what are you sucking down energy drinks and carbs and trying to get up a little energy, or are you just focused at that point?
You're just high on life, man. I think like the hikes, like I love them.
It's good. It's really good. In Switzerland, when we start hiking in the beginning of the season and we do shorter hikes first, obviously you do 1 hour hikes and then you build it up to doing 3 hour hikes 5 days in a row in the morning.
Jesus.
But that one in Norway that Matt was talking about, that was one of the most incredible hikes in itself. That even if there was no jump at the end, that one would have been worth, it was like a 3 hour hike.
Three and a half, I don't know.
To the troll wall. Because obviously Norway, it's summer, so the sun doesn't really go down much. So 1 o'clock in the morning you wake up and it's that like twilight feeling, and you start hiking, and then by 3 o'clock it starts getting pink, and all the rock faces are pink, and it's just incredible.
Gotta be stunning.
And then you get to like these like lakes that are still and icy, and it's an awesome, incredible place that I would never have gone.
Sure.
That most people would never go because...
You would never hike down. It would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and you would never fly to Norway to do some hiking.
Right.
I mean, obviously there are people that do it, but most people don't. And I would definitely be part of the people that wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But
having never been to Norway, because I'm not going to jump off of shit, I'm not likely to do the hikes that you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever done one of these massive hikes and gotten to the top and conditions are fucked and you got to hike out?
Yeah, so for that we have Matt. Because Matt does weather. Matt is really good at doing weather and doing forecasts. And obviously, if it's a 4 hour hike, you're not going to hike it if it's iffy.
Sure.
You try and stack the odds again or for you and not against you. So if it's looking good, then you go. And even then, if it's looking good, it can turn out that you have to sit at the exit for an hour and wait for fog to clear. But if it's looking not so good, there's no way that you're going to set off for a 4 hour hike.
Right.
You'll take a cable car up, like some places in Switzerland are awesome like that. You'll take a cable car up and you'll know that it's bad at the top, and you'll sit up there and have coffee because there's a coffee shop and you can eat a croissant and drink a coffee for 2 hours, 3 hours and wait. And then when the clouds clear, then you can go and do an awesome jump. So
both of you guys got started skydiving in the States, but in the States, with the exception of very few places, base jumping is illegal.
Yeah.
I used to say a long time ago, one of the few base jumps that I would have considered when I was still considering base jumping would have been El Cap, which is full on hardcore illegal. In fact, they had a base jumper that didn't die jumping off El Cap. He died running away from the Rangers trying to catch him. Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, there's some amazing shit in the United States to go jump off of. Why is it okay that you can climb up those rocks and die climbing up them, but you can't jump off them taking all the safety measures that you do? How do you guys feel about that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know. No, I feel like it's basically because we don't bring anything to the table for them to let us do that. No? And
well, I mean,
I don't know if that is it, but
they had that one attempt that they made, and I want to say this was, early 90s when they tried to legalize it off of El Cap, and so they organized this big jump that they were going to do in defiance of this being illegal, and they came up with an agreement with the service and the rangers that they were going to allow them to jump. They weren't going to try and stop them from jumping, but they were going to arrest them when they got down. And the whole idea was they were going to jump, show everybody it was safe, land in the happy little field, everybody dance around, and it would prove that base jumping was safe. Unfortunately, one of the jumpers, knowing that she was going to be arrested when she landed, decided to switch gear and jump borrowed gear off of this cliff. And she had, and I could be talking out of my ass because I don't know base jumping equipment, but she was used to a shoulder throw out. And she swapped to a rig that had a BOC, which is a bottom of the container for those that don't skydive, meaning that instead of reaching up to your shoulder to throw out the pilot chute that opens the parachute, she would reach basically towards her hip. And she jumped off, reached to where her pilot chute normally was, and kept looking for it all the way to the fucking ground while they were protesting to show how safe it was. So, bummer way to do it. That definitely wasn't...
and that obviously didn't highlight the sport in the way that they were wanting to do it.
No.
And, but it shouldn't be. It should be that if the national parks in the States have parks and it's recreational areas for everyone and people can go kayaking and climbing and hiking, they should be allowed to base jump. This is where the people in Switzerland are really cool because the Swiss are very open to it. They say that everyone should be allowed to use the mountains in whatever way that they want to.
So say all of a sudden you wake up tomorrow and it's legal to base jump all over the United States. Is that going to be a destination?
For sure.
I would definitely. That El Cap is also like Matt was saying, the videos with the flying Frenchies, that was one of the videos of like the first base jumps. So, like people were jumping El Cap with skydiving rigs in the 70s, 80s?
80s probably.
80s.
Yeah.
And it basically is a big skydive. It's
like
3,500 feet.
Well, hell, when I started skydiving, you'd jump off New River Gorge, and there were very few people jumping base-specific rigs. You were jumping skydiving rigs. Yeah. You might pack them slider down, which, for those that don't jump, means that the parachute's going to open quicker, but you're jumping the same equipment you would jump out of an airplane with. Now, to jump a skydiving rig in a base jump is foolhardy because the equipment in base jumping is so much more advanced.
It's crazy. And they've built base rigs, base parachutes, and so everything's specifically designed so that it's going to
What do you think of these base rigs with reserves?
I don't know. I think they're only so that you can jump them out of planes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there are some base jumps, though, where, I mean, you've got enough altitude if you were opening high enough. I mean, so for somebody like me, a total fucking pussy that's going to go jump something, say, like Angel Falls kind of height, that's basically a skydive. I've done hop and pops from lower than Angel Falls. Okay. You can jump off of that, dump at a reasonable altitude, have a malfunction, and still cut away and use a reserve.
Yeah. But like I was saying, the base gear is designed specifically for base jumping. So the biggest malfunctions, I guess, that you would see are the line over. And then you have a releasable brake toggle.
What do they call them? Zoo toggles still?
I don't know what. Different manufacturers call them differently, but almost all of them have them now. So if you had a line over where the brake line, instead of just coming straight back from the canopy to the risers, it's gone over the front of the canopy, you can release the brake.
Sure.
And then instead of the canopy being compressed by the line going over the top, it's freed, and basically you can fly the parachute like normal.
And then you're just flying via the rear risers.
Yeah.
So when you, what you're saying is you can free the brake, you can literally let go of the toggle that's the control line, and there's nothing attached anymore. Yeah, exactly. So is it just, again, not knowing much about base equipment, all that means is that it's literally not going through a ring at the riser, it's free from that? You let go, it no longer has an effect.
No, it's going through a ring, but the toggle's designed so that you can pull a tab.
So you're detaching the toggle itself.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
the
exactly.
loop that you would be holding on to,
Yeah.
Oh wow!
like the yellow.
So it's
Usually.
it's got like a cutaway cable, similar to what you'd have on a normal rig.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Have either of you had malfunctions on base canopies?
No. Oh
No.
No.
Other than like an off-heading
Line
opening or something
twist.
like
Yeah,
that.
line twists.
We've both landed in the
Well,
trees.
but now, line twists on a fucking wingsuit, that's a big goddamn deal.
Well, yes and no, because the good thing about the wingsuits getting bigger and bigger is that you actually have more reach to reach up to the risers.
Okay.
In a smaller wingsuit, if your arm's attached like lower down, then obviously you can't reach the risers. In the bigger wingsuits, you can. So that the line twist would be the second biggest problem, I guess, after the line overs.
Yeah, but I'm assuming a line over is pretty uncommon if you're heads up, because that's a packing error.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's more likely to happen slider down.
Yeah.
Which we don't do a lot of, and now with like we have a slider gate, which will help prevent that as well. And with the measures that they have in place, they're
And again, for any
very rare.
non-jumpers, as odd as it sounds, we have a piece of equipment on skydiving canopies and base jumping canopies called a slider that's actually designed to make the parachute open slower. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to anybody that doesn't jump. You want that parachute open right fucking now. But the problem is when it opens right fucking now, it hurts really bad, and all your extremities, including your head, want to keep falling while your body stops. So we have a square chunk of cloth that is attached to all the lines of the canopies that stays all the way up, and it kind of chokes the parachute off and makes it open slower. So if you were to pack a base rig slider down, it means that thing is going to open with a whip crack, and it's going to go from no parachute to insta parachute, which you don't want if you're building up a shitload of speed.
Yeah, so you'd only want that when you're jumping off a small building, for example, and then pulling the parachute after less than 2 seconds or 3 seconds of jumping off.
Sure.
So you haven't built up the vertical speed.
Now, people are going to ask, why the fuck would you want to jump off a building that you can only fall for like 1 or 2 seconds? What's the draw?
Super fun. I mean, it depends on the object. I mean, I personally haven't done a lot of it, but from what I have done, it was a good experience with the boys. You know, like you're sneaking around. A lot of the times you're going places where you shouldn't, and and you're sneaking up there, and you're jumping off and
So,
landing safe. And
For those that don't jump, what does BASE stand for?
building, antenna, span, and earth.
So you're either jumping off of buildings, radio antennas, span being a bridge, or a cliff. And in order to be considered a true base jumper, you've got to jump at least one of each of those
Yes.
to get your base number. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I think that was a but yeah, it's still
You're
true
going to say
now.
the old days. I'm from the old days, so
No, but it's still true now, I think.
And that's why I'm still not a base jumper yet. And
Yeah,
I'm
neither.
still not
what haven't you jumped?
the antenna.
All right, but now some antennas get a couple thousand feet high. Is that not a draw? You just haven't had access to it?
Yes, but in the States I didn't want to jump antennas because they're not legal. And I'd like to keep going back to the States.
Oh, yeah, that's
that,
right.
For me, as a foreigner, as a visitor, it was one of the biggest reasons not to jump the antenna. Even though in California they have 1,500 feet antennas.
Oh, I know.
So
Driven past them many times.
That's massive.
And
That's
we still want children with 10 fingers and 10 toes.
I used to...
no, you get radio antennas.
The first time I ever saw...
microwave antennas.
Right. The first time I ever saw base jumping in person was back in 1996. I got hired by a guy by the name of Will Forshey, who shot videos, a video called Lemmings, and it was Bridge Day. And he had me filming the landings portion of it. In the portion of one Bridge Day, I watched a dozen people in the trees. I watched 100 people in the water. I watched one guy frap himself into the railroad tracks. Everybody lives and happy, but it was a pretty horrifying experience there. I mean, there was some craziness even back then, and it still to this day. So the antenna stuff, I had driven a buddy to and from antennas all over California, and then to the Wikiup Bridge in Arizona, and then Auburn Bridge became very popular in California as well.
Yeah.
So I got to watch a lot of it and see all the reasons why I didn't want to base jump.
Yeah.
So like Matt was saying, like the sneaking around part it can be fun, but for me, if I had to choose between a low building in the city or like in an urban area and a wingsuit base jump in the mountains in Switzerland or Italy, I'd way rather choose the wingsuit base jump. Just because that, for me, is more fun. Not because it's more intense or anything, it's just that's where...
Again, I'm talking out of my ass because I don't really know, but I would think the fucking 450 or 500-foot building as opposed to a trained wingsuit pilot flying down a mountain, you're much safer flying down that mountain than doing a direct back, having somebody hold your pilot chute as you step off a building, or all the different. I mean, I've seen some sketchy fucking base jumps.
Yeah. So it's like what you practice and what you know and what you've thought out or like thought through, and the low stuff is not what I've done.
Right.
Not what I've
Right.
thought out.
So what comes next?
The low stuff. No, I want to one day, for sure. Well, not
We'd
one day.
absolutely
some
like to
days.
do the towers in Malaysia.
Kuala Lumpur?
Yeah.
Okay. The KL Tower.
Yeah.
That's a yearly boogie, isn't it?
Yeah, we were talking about that a lot last summer about doing it this year.
Yeah.
Do they let you wingsuit off of that?
You can, yeah.
You probably could,
Scotty's done it.
but I wouldn't wingsuit there. I
Okay.
would rather
Yeah.
just enjoy the
the
free
free
falling, doing aerials, doing backflips, doing 2 ways and 4 ways or whatever with your friends,
Sure.
and doing that side of it.
Yeah, we actually got to jump a building recently, which was super fun. So I think that kind of sparked our interest
Nice.
a bit more.
Nice. So, sketchiest jump for each of you.
Okay.
In just dramatic detail, what's the single sketchiest fucking base jump either of you have had? And I ask specifically about base jumping because it really is alien to me. I am like the guy that never made a skydive in this aspect. I'm very attracted to the idea of it and horrified at the thought of it.
I've kind of got one that's a skydive or one that's a base jump. But,
Let me hear about the base jump.
Okay. Do I say it? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, man,
So,
go.
yeah. So I fucked up once. We woke up one morning. Forecast is perfect. We're like, yeah, sick. We're gonna get to bang out a few jumps on this one exit, and me and Nick got up early, super eager, went and did a jump. Was actually our first jump off the specific place, and it was good. It was perfect. We loved it. Boom, got off, flew, super good, landed. Our mate Grainy had been sleeping, so we woke him up, and he kind of took his time like he does in the morning, and we're like, yeah, come on, let's go. He wakes up, gets out. We go back up to the exit, and we kind of just enjoying it, looking at the view, taking our time, and then pretty much as soon as we get down on the exit, like one little popcorn cloud just rolls in and goes bang and kind of hits the top. And it's been blue sky all day, and they just started kind of popping up. And we just thought, oh yeah, this one will come and go. So we're like, okay, let's gear up and it'll clear for sure. And it was stupid for sure, but we geared up and we all kind of stood there like lemmings on the exit. And I was first, and we discussed about how, if the hole came, we would try and get off quick and stuff like that. So I was literally standing on the exit just expecting a hole to come and it would be all good. And it must have been, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
And
couple of
we
minutes waiting.
were all doing solos. So yeah, I was like, hey, let's go. And so I was standing there, and the clouds like kind of starting to break up where the wall is,
All right.
you know, so I can see down the hole, but I can't see down the line, sort of thing.
All right.
And we'd I wouldn't say gotten away with it, but we'd done it a few times before, you know, where you'll get a hole and punch the hole and you end up underneath and you're all good, you know. So yeah, I expect that's what's going to happen, and I exited, maybe a little hastily, but yeah, it was actually super shit. I fucked up really bad because I ended up in that cloud. I proceeded to fly in that cloud for more than 10 seconds.
Oh.
And
It was almost 15 seconds.
yeah, and the whole, it felt like an hour.
So more than 15 seconds after having jumped off a cliff near terrain
Yeah.
in a fucking cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've done tests where they've taken like really, really good pilots and they've like blacked out the instruments to see how long they can keep a plane flying straight for. And even the best pilots can only do it for about like 30 or 40 seconds
Oh, yeah.
before the plane starts drifting off. And that's just sitting at the controls, literally just holding them straight, flying straight.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
And that exit has a mandatory right turn as well after the exit.
So wait, so now you're talking my language. So as a pilot, you've got a departure procedure
Yeah,
that you've got to fly.
Runway 10-9er.
You got to fucking you have a route that you have to fly, and you're in a cloud with no instruments.
Yeah, but basically I got very lucky, and that was definitely my one chance.
All right,
I
so
believe.
let me ask you: you're in this fucking cloud. Does it cross your mind? Fuck, just open up, just pitch. Open my
Yeah.
parachute right now, and at least if I'm going to hit something, I'm going to do it with an open parachute.
Man, there was so many things going through my head. I thought, this is how it happens.
Mm.
Definitely. I thought,
Well,
shit.
people don't realize how much time slows down in situations like that. It slows to a crawl.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'd experienced it once before in a plane crash, and that was, you know, the other moment. But yeah, that one was a really bad decision, and I realised that because I have a lot of personal rules for myself with base jumping for things that will prevent things like that happening. And now I have one that if I don't see the line, I won't jump.
That's a damn good rule.
Yeah, and I should have had that before, but, you know, not that we get away with it, it is definitely possible for that scenario that I thought in my head to have been the scenario that would have happened.
Sure.
But there's no way of controlling that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and I always try and temper the use of the word luck, because really luck doesn't play a part in a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
But there are certain situations where luck does have something to do with it, whether it be good luck or bad luck, and it sounds like there was a little bit of luck involved.
For sure. But there was also the planning in the day before, the morning, that the whole day was supposed to be clear blue skies.
Yeah.
And the exit was at like 4,000?
3,000 metres.
3,000
Three and a
meters?
bit.
3,500 meters or something like that. So it's really high up there, and it obviously has its own weather system. And
Sure.
the clouds started building where it wasn't forecast.
Doesn't take, yeah, well, I mean, Mother Nature's like any woman I've ever dated. She does whatever the fuck she wants, no matter what I want.
Yeah, but basically I came out next to a big pillar, and and the last 5 seconds I could see terrain below, sort of thing. So it was definitely very scary, and then I had the thought of, holy shit, my mates have followed me. Because I thought maybe that sucker hole might have got them in as well. And so then I was like, fuck. So then I flew down and called them And,
Wow.
Yeah, and I
So, all
had
right.
to
Now,
get
here's a
onto
question you may or may not have been asked. What were you thinking the next time you were standing at an exit point? The very next time, after having learned that lesson, was it a different person standing there?
them. Yeah, I mean, then, like, after that, I composed myself and I kind of looked at the things that I did wrong and the things that, and I just made a rule to stop that happening again. Because, like, without those, like, boundaries, it's
It's
easy
a good
to...
fucking rule. It's a
Yeah.
damn good rule.
Well, yeah, so...
Nick, how about
Yeah,
you?
But it seems obvious looking back at it now. And it
Yeah.
seems
Hindsight's
like,
2020, man.
like, why would you not have done that before? But like we said, there were other points, other exits where we jumped, where there was a little bit of cloud, where you could see like a webcam image, for example, of the mountain, and you know that the cloud's just at the very top, and so you make decisions based on previous experiences.
Yeah, but they're well-informed decisions.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
obviously
Sometimes
That one was like a proper, like,
Sometimes it
cumulo
was.
nimbus fucking big ass puffy fucking,
cloud that had filled up like the
The-
entire bowl.
and it was, and then we started noticing there because we spent a few days there, and when the direction kind of blew a little bit kind of side head on there, it did start to fill in that bowl there a lot. Like, it would wrap around the back as well, and yeah, it was.
Nick, how about you? What was a holy shit moment? Have you had one or?
Well, the one that I mentioned earlier where I flew the wrong line, but like that one luckily ended well and pretty quickly. It wasn't, there's no big build up to it, and there's
Sure.
no like good story afterwards where
Sure.
I did something amazing to pull it off. I just literally flew out, and then the ground dropped off more and I could fly a safe path and find a landing area.
It strikes me as so funny because I get to see things from both perspectives. So to you, what is a non-story to most human beings is a holy shit, there I was moment. So it's funny because there's no build up, there's no big story. Fuck yes there is. Holy shit. I almost flew a wingsuit into a fucking mountain and it worked out all right. Holy shit. So
Now I don't know, the scariest one was when I flew the tracking suit and we opened up next to a waterfall. And believe it or not, like next to the waterfall, there's huge turbulences and things. And I think that had the biggest thing to do with having the off-heading opening and then flying the parachute at a forest, like back up against the mountain. There's trees growing up against the mountain, and there's just these huge pine trees, and you know you're gonna land in them.
Oof.
And yeah, hitting the tree, grabbing onto the top of the branch, and then just being like,
what the fuck do I do now?
I'm alright. Like, there's no branches sticking through me. Like, I'm fine. And then trying to figure out how to, like, get the canopy back over the tree because half of it had gone over the top that side and half the other side. So I had to climb literally all the way to the very top of the tree to reach the lines to get them over to the other side of the tree. And then climb back down in the tracking suit with the canopy. And by that time, like, friends had gathered at the bottom to help. And that hanging in the tree that day was one of the, like...
Well, now speaking again as a non-base jumper, it wouldn't have ever crossed my mind to climb up the tree for the parachute. Fuck the parachute. I just want out of this tree. But I wouldn't have, wow.
Yeah, but like, you need to get your gear back.
There's a practical side to it, all right? Yeah. It's very cool to hear the different perspectives, and it really is a different amount of fear that people are able to cope with or crazy situations they're able to get used to. Because for a non-jumper, what I find very comfortable is completely alien. But talking to you guys, what you guys do is that much alien to me. I mean, I might as well be a non-jumper talking to somebody that jumps out of planes all day long because holy shit, it would never cross my mind. And I've said it before in previous podcasts and talking to other people, I made the decision a long time ago that I would not be a base jumper when it was an attractive option because I knew I was going to be a dad. And this is also back when base jumping wasn't an if, it was a when. It wasn't if you fucked yourself up really bad, it was when and just how bad, and were you going to be breathing at the end of it.
Yeah.
And it's changed a whole lot now. Luckily now I'm just too fucking old to want to do it. I'll watch you guys do it.
Yeah.
No, but so we're moving away from that, flying the wingsuits really low to the terrain, flying super close over trees, or flying through little caves and holes. And I think as a whole it's moving away from that, and rather to like what we were doing last season, and more the free flying with the wingsuit from a high exit, and then playing around, carving head down, and then flying out again with the wingsuit.
So you're using the wingsuit as an ability to maintain more free fall and be more creative in that free fall without getting down
and
in the dirt.
having a long free fall, and then still being able to fly away from the cliff.
Sure.
Flying over a safe, clear area where you can open the parachute, and then landing.
Now, how about this XRW stuff? And for those that don't know, XRW means that you've got wingsuits, basically people in free fall, flying up to people under an open parachute and holding hands and checking shit out.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking epic.
XRW is the biggest pain in my ass.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. It's something that just like I guess because I'm pure kind of tunnel background and flying sort of thing, so it's something that it just comes foreign to me. Like I love it, and it's very challenging, and I fuck it up a lot. But it's just something that it's something that I fuck up a lot, and I just don't get I don't like trying to slow the wingsuit down.
Okay.
I don't like having to, I don't know. It's just, it's something that...
It's kind of cool to hear, because you naturally assume from my perspective, or that of the observer, that guys that are doing the kind of stuff that you're doing must just be badass at every aspect of the sport. So it's kind of cool to hear you say that, no, this just fucking does your head in.
Because flying XRW, or flying the wingsuit with a parachute, is flying the wingsuit at the exact opposite spectrum of where we fly wingsuits in the mountain. When we're flying wingsuits in the mountain, we're trying to always fly steep and fast, because speed is your friend, and speed will give you lift, and you'll get away from the mountain. Flying the wingsuit, now that they are big enough and canopies are small and fast enough that they kind of overlap that envelope, but you're flying the wingsuit at the slowest possible margin, and it's not easy. And obviously for me it's a bit easier than it is for Matt, because I'm lighter, and we're about the same height, so I have like the advantage on that side of it. But it's amazing. The first time I flew next to someone and I was flying a wingsuit and they were under parachute, and I was like, well, why can't we just land together now, because they're going to land the parachute in that configuration, and I should be able to just fly with them and land the wingsuit.
What did you think the first time a wingsuit got landed?
It's awesome, and I'm surprised that it hasn't happened more often, or that more people aren't doing it yet. And
I mean, that's a...
Yeah, but you need a whole bunch of boxes.
Yeah, I know, but...
a whole bunch of boxes. And again, for those that have never seen the video, Google a wingsuit actually landing without a parachute. It was something like 80,000 boxes. British guy.
Yeah.
Amazing what he did.
Yeah.
Sure. Gary Connery?
Yes.
Or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some fucking stones, man.
Yeah, he had the idea, and he obviously planned it out really well, and it worked. And since then, there have been at least 4 people that have landed wingsuits in trees from base jumping. So
intentionally?
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally. So this is getting too close to the terrain.
Yeah.
And surviving it.
Yeah. And hitting trees, landing in trees, and surviving without ever opening the parachute.
Doing XRW with stationary object.
Fucking hell. No, man. No. Well, so...
But yeah, XRW is good. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's one thing that's just, just can't...
You just haven't mastered it yet.
Can't nail it.
You just haven't mastered it yet. So what do you see in the future? I mean, you got Vince and Fred that are flying back into airplanes, and they're flying rigid wings with fucking jets and shit. What's next? I mean, where do you think this all goes? Because there was a time when I thought we'd seen every damn thing when Patrick came up with the first wingsuit.
Yeah.
I never would have envisioned what's going on now. So what do you guys think is coming next?
I'm hoping we all get a rigid wing with jets.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was going to say.
Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah.
The future would obviously be everyone flying rigid wings with jets. If that can become a thing, if that can become the next step and affordable to people, and if people can save... But obviously, because when people first saw people fly wingsuits, it seemed crazy.
Sure.
And some guy was sewing up a wingsuit in his loft and then jumping it out the plane, and it seemed crazy. So if everyone can fly a rigid wing, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's why, like, what Fred and Vince are doing for us is just it's
fucking next level shit.
Yeah, I don't know how you regulate the air traffic with everyone buzzing around, but
You won't. You got enough idiots in airplanes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That would be so awesome, though. Like,
It'll be absolutely incredible. And I just saw footage of I don't know if it was Fred or Vince hovering.
Vince.
Now. Vince was doing it. So they've got the jets now that have enough power that he's holding a steady fucking hover, and the end result being the end result is going to be a launch from the ground, full on fucking Buzz Lightyear. Holy shit!
I know.
well, we're going to see a lot of really cool things from them with the rigid wings in the near future.
Oh, well, and I've been very, very lucky. I had the opportunity to fly a Twin Otter with them flying formation with me, and looking out the window at two guys just waving at me, smiling. Wow, that's not fucking possible. That's the future right out my window. Yeah. I'm flying an airplane that was designed in like 1963, and all of a sudden here I am in the future, and there's a guy just on his own with a pair of jets on his back flying around. It was some seriously intense shit. And then to see him flying with jets, and
it's amazing.
It's just bananas.
It's kind of how we feel when we fly with the plane. No, we actually got to touch the wing in Cross Keys.
What kind of plane was it?
Caravan.
Oh, it's a Garrett Caravan, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're flying a Garrett.
I'm not sure, but it's Pico over there, and he does a sick job. And
that's awesome.
It was an awesome jump.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that.
Wow.
Because flying the wingsuit next to the plane and touching the plane and seeing the pilot inside. But obviously the plane's flying really steep and fast, and we're descending the whole time because we're descending in the wingsuit.
Well, I'll tell you what, even speaking as a pilot, that I'll drop you guys off and do a hard turn, and even if I've got a whopping 3 or 4 seconds looking out and throwing you a high five, and one of you guys will give me a nod or something, and it's just the whole rest of the day I'm like, fuck yeah, that was badass. It's pretty fucking cool for sure. Now, tips to those coming up. There's a whole bunch of people that want to do what you're doing. Some of them are planning on doing it totally the wrong way. Some of them are thinking they're going to do it the right way. What's the right way? What's the wrong way? How do you go from zero to what you guys are doing safely, or as safe as possible? What advice do you have to the guy that just finished AFF, and the only reason he did AFF is because he wants to go fly down a mountain?
I'll start with a lot of money. But
right.
No, just take it slow. As much as like you're excited about it and you're eager to learn and do it right now, basically the mountains will always be there. Even if it gets banned in Europe, there's still China, there's South America, there's other big mountains.
Sure.
And there's illegal, man.
Sure. Yeah, you can go be a pirate.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, it's better to do it slowly and learn to fly the wingsuits and progress flying a small wingsuit and a bigger wingsuit. And it's a lot of fun. The whole journey is actually a lot of fun.
That's the thing, actually.
It's not just getting to flying a wingsuit off a mountain in Switzerland 1 meter off the ground. That's fun. Everything building up to that. The days at the drop zone jumping with Matt, we do 10 jumps a day, and all of that is fun.
That was the thing that I was going to ask, is that it's not the end game, it's the whole trip.
And it's still fun, even after doing proximity flying and wingsuit base jumps. Going back to the drop zone and doing skydives can be just as fun.
So strapping on a tandem rig or strapping on a camera helmet, you're still enjoying?
Yeah.
I mean,
not as much.
It's tempered, of course. It's a
training. But yes, doing camera jumps is awesome, and seeing someone jump for the first time, and you still have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you're still seeing someone having that excitement the first time, like, and you remember how you felt the first time. Like, I remember the first time I jumped out of a plane with my dad as a tandem passenger, and I just reached up and grabbed his arms, like the worst passenger in the world ever.
Awesome.
But
Awesome.
I mean, like, I was 11 years old, so he didn't have any problem like overpowering me.
Right.
But yeah, you see that excitement, that fear before they jump out, and then the excitement in free fall and the excitement after landing, and you take some of that with, for sure.
Awesome.
Every day.
So from Nick, the just enjoy every minute of it, regardless of what it is. Enjoy that journey. How about you, Matt? What advice do you have for somebody that wants to do this crazy shit?
Yeah, I mean, everyone says it, but yeah, don't rush. Like, I spent ages flying in the tunnel. Repetition for me, like, you like learn it and solidify it, I guess. Like, I will do a trick or do a move over and over and over and over until I can do it without thinking. And I guess that's something I learnt from the tunnel, because we used to train and train and train and train.
Sure.
And yeah, use everything. Like, don't just focus on doing one thing, you know. Like, if you can learn it all and learn to fly your body in all orientations, and learn to wingsuit and learn to use a tracksuit and learn it all, because it all helps.
All those lessons are going to funnel into stuff that's going to keep you safe.
And
Can I tell them about the swimming pool? Because you said use it all.
yeah,
Please.
Yeah.
Like, Matt used to go and jump into the swimming pool before his first base jumps. Before we used to go on like the first wingsuit base jumps.
Right.
He used to stand at the edge of the pool and just dive in head first with his arms by his side, like the way that he would exit from the cliff.
Awesome.
yeah.
And he would do this like repetitively before the very first one, and then if it was like a week or 2 weeks in between when we got to do a wingsuit base jump, he would go back to the pool the night or the evening before and bomb me into the pool like that, head first.
That's
smack.
fucking awesome, though.
yeah.
And
That
that's
was-
what people don't see on the 30-second videos.
Of
that
course
are
not. Of course
on
not.
Instagram, and that's what you'd like to remind people
Yeah,
of.
that was grainy. Like, I remember I was like, dude, I'm gonna do jump the wingsuit first time, and he's like, okay, cool. Like, and he came over and he's like, okay, I'll show you this. And then we sat there and probably spent an hour doing exits off the ledge of the spa into the pool.
Awesome.
In our building, and just going boom, 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 and like the security guy was like watching us, thinking, "What the hell are these boys doing?" You know, because like we're sitting there and pretending to zip, and like visor down, and you know, and then just going through the whole thing, you know, and then the next day we went out to the mountain and sent it, but.
And I'm guessing you jumped off the mountain the same way you jumped into the pool.
Yeah, just with a drier mouth. No, I remember that day I had a croissant and we were driving up the mountain, and I was sitting there chewing this croissant for like
It's like 30 minutes from where we camped to drive up the top
And
of
I
the
was-
mountain, and he was just eating the croissant and just chewing, sitting in the car going,
And I was like, this thing's like fucking concrete. It was the worst, man. And then the hike, man, you have to piss like 10 times.
Isn't it funny the shit that sticks in your memory that you're jumping off fucking mountains in a wingsuit, but one of the biggest memories you've got is chewing a croissant.
Well, I didn't chew it. I didn't even swallow, dude. I got to the top, I spat it out. I was like, this ain't happening today. Like, I'll eat when I'm down. But I remember it was the best feeling, like the best feeling ever landing. Like when I landed and I was like, man, I did that, you know, and
That's it.
like, and what I find is like the more you extend yourself, the easier the things behind you become.
Sure.
You know? So like, it's like the things that I get to do, and like me and Nick got to fly under the Dubai frame, and I remember the driving to the airport, talking about that so many times, and we're like, nah, man, that's way too low. We wouldn't do that. Nah, man.
And next thing you know.
Yeah, and then we got there, you know, and we got the opportunity thanks to, like, a lot of our friends and stuff, and it was amazing. And I remember landing from that jump and just feeling ecstatic. Plus, because there was like a car and I landed by the car and I was just like, yes, I was so stoked.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and it's those kind of things too. And I completely agree with you. You overcome either a fear or a trepidation to something, and it goes perfectly and just as planned, and you land and you walk away from it just feeling like $1 million. It kind of turns down the volume on the bullshit in your life, and it makes the other things you used to think were hard to overcome kind of nothing, you know. It really does make shit a hell of a lot easier, for sure.
Strengthens the head, you know.
Oh yeah. Now, for all this stuff that you've been doing, you guys are sponsored and you got videos out there. Is there a place people can go to see some of these videos? We got websites or Instagram accounts?
Instagram will be the best.
What do we got?
We each have our personal Instagram accounts.
Cool. What are they?
Nicholas Scalabrino.
You're going to have to spell that shit out, because I'm not even trying. Spell it out for them.
Scalabrino.
All right, so Nicholas Scalabrino, you're going to check out on Instagram.
And Matt.
And Matt Munting. Munting.
I think I had that one.
Yeah, nice.
You're fucking Aussie, man. That's easy. I can handle that.
And yeah, a lot of our stuff's on Squirrels, like media as well. Like
Okay, so you're
stuff.
sponsored by Squirrel Suits, so
Yeah.
do you happen to know the website offhand?
Squirrelwingsuit.com or so.
It's squirrel.ws
Okay.
for the website, and then they also have the Instagram, just Squirrel Wingsuit, or Squirrel WS, and lots of our stuff is there, like Matt said. And then the other people that we've been working with is Dirty Habits in Cape Town,
Okay.
in South Africa.
Now, what's Dirty Habits?
Dirty Habits is
Sounds awesome.
It's a life, yeah, something we all identify with, you know?
Right.
It's a lifestyle brand, or
Okay.
a media company, clothing brand, from a friend of mine in Cape Town, and they saw Matt's shoey that he did off the mountain in Switzerland. So basically, he flew the wingsuit and then had a beer in a little fanny pack, opened the beer under canopy, poured it in his shoe, and then drank the beer out of the shoe. They really like that. And from there, we've kind of been working with them a bit. So they're kind of our clothing sponsor at the moment.
Awesome.
And they also do videos and do film stuff. So they've made some cool edits of our footage.
Awesome. They have a website people can check out?
It's also just Dirty Habits TV.
Dirty Habits TV. I got to check that shit out.
Yeah, they're mad kite surfers, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. We just went and hung out with them, and we're starting to learn to kite surf, which is sick. So hopefully we'll be able to do something together at some point,
Awesome.
which would be awesome.
I keep seeing so many hybrids of different sports starting to come together, and parasailing and skydiving and base jumping and all these things starting to blend, and it's really fucking cool to see.
Yeah, it's cool to see what people can come up with, because obviously you can only do so much in one sport, and then,
Sure.
and you meet people in other sports and you want to do stuff together. Then
Yeah.
there's things that you can blend the sports, and
Well, and
it's awesome. Just learning to kiteboard with a whole bunch of people that have been doing it for 15, 20 years, and being taken out, and when it's 40 knots in Cape Town, it was crazy. And
Sure.
we were both thrown in the deep end a bit.
it's kind of cool to be a student again, though, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Wow.
and to
Yeah. I
learn.
shit myself.
Well, I tried to explain to people, because I've been jumping for a long time and I got a shitload of jumps, but I'm a workhorse. You know, I was chucking drugs and shooting video, so my fun jump experience and my flying ability is pretty much stuck in those two venues. You know, I mean, I can shoot a decent video and I'm a good tandem instructor, but free flying, I got kids with, you know, a couple 100 hours in the tunnel and 50 jumps that are flying fucking circles around me.
Right.
And I've had friends that are outside the sport that would think that I'd be upset by it, and I think it's the coolest damn thing in the world.
Yeah.
I think it's fun as hell to suck at it. A, because it takes the pressure off, and B, because it means I get to keep learning, and
Yeah.
which is the fun part for me.
Yeah. Some of my favourite skydivers are are like 9 years old and 11. Or I think they're probably 13 and 11
tunnel
now or
fliers.
something.
Oh, yeah.
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 Well, the
It's,
Wittenbergs, for
oh,
Christ's
yeah,
sakes,
tunnel.
man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm actually going to be talking to them on the podcast here in the very near future, because I'm going to talk to the whole damn family, because they're just such an anomaly in the talent that's involved. And I'm sure you guys saw the video that came out years ago on Vimeo that was the one titled 9 that she made that was just... You almost got a tear coming out of your eye, because you got this inspirational talk coming out of this squeaky little girl's voice who's flying at 98% in the wind tunnel in a way that I will never be able to fly.
And most adults will never fly.
Never be able to fly at fucking 9 years old, and they've done nothing but take it to new levels ever since.
I was going to say, the scary thing is that's 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like, you watch them, and it's like, I watched them having flown back then with them.
Yep.
And I watch them now, and they're like grease lightning.
It's crazy. I just watched their, I
like-
think it was their last open routine in Spain, and I can't even, it used to be I'd be able to watch a good tunnel routine, and even though I couldn't do it, I knew how they were doing it.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to the point now where I'm watching them fly in the tunnel, and I don't actually understand what just fucking happened.
Liquid magma.
It really is. It's just, I don't even understand it. And it's going to, actually, that's going to be a funny podcast, because I'm going to, I don't know if I have to try and control my mouth or not. They've been around fucking skydivers for so long that I shouldn't have to watch my mouth, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm blown away by them. I mean, the next generation coming up, especially when it's something like the Wittenbergs, they're going to take this to places we never dreamt of.
Yeah.
Sure.
If I think if they end up jumping, you talk to them now, they kind of say they're kind of iffy at it. I think Noah wants to be a professional gamer, and Kaylee, I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting, because you
But
kind of
either
think,
way,
how
already-
can they not?
Already, they've taken it to another level.
Well, and inspired
They're
people.
already at the top of the tunnel flying at the moment, pretty much.
Well, I mean, to have a 9-year-old inspire a fucking 45-year-old at the time, and me watching a little 9-year-old going, God, I want to be as good as her when I grow up.
Yeah.
What kind of bizarro world did we step into? It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I never would have imagined it being this cool. And it just keeps getting more and more and more so. Oh, awesome. Well, all right, so we got Nick Scalabrino we're going to check out on Instagram. Matt Munting we're going to check out on Instagram. We're going to go to Squirrel Suits, and what's the clothing?
Dirty Habits TV.
I fucking love that. Dirty Habits, man. I got to check that shit out. Any parting words? Anything else you guys want them to know? Any place they should go check out? Any other people they should check out?
Yeah, check out Flock Goods as well. It's one of my mates. He's kind of started up a kind of nutraceutical kind of company.
Cool.
And it's in California. But yeah, he supports us as well. Matt Gagney, he used to...
Yeah. Absolutely.
Went through a bit of a tragic car accident and came out the other end.
Doing quite well for himself now, too.
He's awesome, yeah. He's trying to make it big, and he's putting out some good stuff, so check that out as well.
Awesome.
And NZ Aerosports.
NZ
Aerosports help us out.
Awesome.
With canopies. And,
Never a bad thing. Got to have the parachute at the end of the jump.
Yeah.
Mad hookies.
Awesome. Guys, it's been fucking fantastic talking to you guys.
Awesome.
We'll have to do it again sometime, because I have a feeling you guys have got some gnarly stories that you haven't shared quite yet.
Yeah.
So we'll get you to uncork with that shit.
And we're making more every day.
Damn right. Well, in the meantime, again, great having you guys on. And for all those listening, check back in next time. We got more shit coming. But Blue Skies, we'll do it again.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Brother.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
As always, this podcast is brought to you in association with Blue Skies Magazine. You're going to want to go check them out. BlueSkiesMagazine.com. You can also check out their Facebook page and their Instagram. They are all over the place. You can check me out on Instagram as well. Mine is under The Princess Pilot, because who knew Instagram won't let you say fucking too much without getting upset. On Facebook, I'm The Effin Pilot, EFFIN Pilot. And, of course, my website, thefuckingpilot.net. Go check them all out, have some fun, buy some cool swag, and we will see you next time around on Lunatic Fringe. And there you have it. Another episode of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you as always by, and say it with me, fuck yeah, NZ Aerosports. Head to nzaerosports.com. By Pussfoot. That's right, head to pussfoot.com, the extreme sports collective, and check out everything they've got to offer. By summitparachutesystems.com. Jarrett Martin and the family cranking out amazing pilot rigs, as well as incredible rigging courses. And now joining the Lunatic team, it's the one and only Tony Suits. You know him, you love him. Head to tonysuit.com. Check out all the amazing standards, as well as the new incredible signature line they've got going on. And as for us, the Lunatic Fringe is now on YouTube. That's right, you're going to have the chance to put faces to the audio by heading to youtube.com and looking up the Lunatic Fringe podcast. It's easy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out all the amazing videos from the previous guests that we've had, as well as new and upcoming interviews on video. As always, I am the fucking pilot. Head to thefuckingpilot.net or theprincesspilot.com. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time around. All right, gang, so just a quick heads up. Instead of doing what I've been promising for ages, which is to get around to that audiobook, instead I went ahead and compiled all 10 years of the Blue Skies writing that I did and put it together in a fucking book. You'll be able to find it in pretty much any of the marketplaces that Amazon has. It is literally every single word I ever wrote from that magazine, and it's all put together in nice book form. You can buy it in ebook, you can buy it in paperback, and believe it or not, you can even buy it in fucking hardback. Again, it's going to be available here really, really soon. This one not only includes all the articles that were in the first fucking pilot book, but about 60 more articles. It's got 350 or so pages of some pretty funny, inappropriate, and hopefully informative shit. So check it out.